Hello guys and welcome back. So in the last video we created these two functions, the get user data and then save user data to Firestore. Now we need to create this upload handler to upload the file and get the URL, okay? And then yeah, from there that's when we save the user data to Firestore. So let's go back to our utilities here, right click, new file. So this one is going to be exactly the same, like how we have named it. It's going to be file upload handler.dat. All right. So this is going to be a class file upload handler. Let's close it like that. And then the first method is going to be, yeah, this same method. Okay, now we can import this. Okay, now the first method is going to be this same one. Let's copy it, then come here. So let's click tab and then let's see. Okay, we will correct what we need to correct. So this one, I'm gonna put comments, upload file and get URL. So this method it requires a file and the reference. So what happens here, also we have a try catch block. So let's see what happens. So what we want to do here is we have installed also the image compress package. Where is that? Flutter image compress. Let's use this package because we don't want to be uploading big images in a Firestore. Okay, we want to save our Firestore space, and then yeah, we just don't want to be uploading bigger images in Firestore. That's the reason why I like using this Flutter image compress package. Then I'm going to show you how we can use it here. So what we would do is, before we even do this, we are going to do that. We are going to compress that image. Okay, so let's come down here, that image which is coming from the file. So we're going to say compress the image. Okay, so here we will return a file, then we're going to call it as a compressed file. Okay, so this one, we'll do that in a separate method. Okay, so let's await the method compress and get file. Okay, because we are going to create a separate method. Okay, so even this method, now we're going to pass a file, but let's require it. It's going to be a file, and then we're also going to pass the what we're gonna call it, target path. Okay, so this is going to be target path. Like that, and then let's create the path here. We're going to create the string interpolation here like this. From here we want to create the directory now. Okay, so what we'll do here is we're going to use our path provider package. Okay, so let's do await get it says get, you need to say get application directory, get application what's this package that we are using here? Sorry, say we need to say get temporal application directory. Okay, we are using this package path provider. Now this is when we are using it. Okay, we're going to get the temporal application directory, and then we need to say .path, and then here we'll put it in image.jpg. Okay, so that's how it's going to be, and then we can put the comma. All right, so this is how where we are going to compress the file and put it there, and then we are going to return the compressed file. Okay, so once we return the compressed file, now here, this is when we're going to upload the file to storage. Upload the file to storage. Okay, let's say storage. Okay, now here again, let's get string download URL. We will create again another method where we're going to do this. Await store file to storage. Okay, so here we're going to pass the compressed file and then the reference. Okay, so maybe, yeah, just like that. Okay, and then after we do this, we're simply going to return the download URL, and then we don't need to do all of these. Okay, yeah, this is exactly what will happen. And then also here, let's also get the stack trace. Stack trace, and then let's import the developer here. We'll do that. You're gonna put the error, which is going to be the E, and then the stack trace, which is going to be the stack trace. Okay, and then here we can just rethrow. Okay, now we need to create this method and this method so that we complete this method. Okay, so the first one, maybe let's create the compress. So I'm gonna put the case over here, and then I'm just gonna create this method. Now let's create this compress method. We bring this down, and then we bring this down. Let's put the comma here and then bring this down. Okay, so here, this is going to be a future. Okay, let's say static future, because we know that we have to return a file. Okay, static future file, and then we want to compress and do that. So we have these two, and then this is going to be asynchronous. Okay, then we have a try catch block. So here on the struct trace, we can just copy this. Let's just copy that, then paste it here. Now here, let's have a variable of result. All right, now here we need to import our package. Okay, we await Flutter image compressor.compress, and then we're going to get the absolute path of that, and then we're going to get this target path that we initialize here, and then the quality, let's have 719 instead of 70. Okay, so once we have that, we need to check the result now. Okay, if result is not, okay, let's not do this. Let's just not check if it is not now, and then return it. Okay, oh, okay, anyways, fine, we can do it like that. We can have an exception if result is now, and then else let's just return the, sorry, we need to say return. Okay, here we need to say return file, and then inside here we need to say result dot path. Okay, so just like this is how we compress our file. Okay, I hope I'm not too fast here, guys, so because the assistant is assisting me just to fill all of these. Okay, so as simple as this is how we use this package, this one, to compress the file. we need to pass the file, and then we get the absolute path, and then we need to pass the target path where we're going to store the temporal file. Then we specify the quality. Okay, so if we check here, there is more things that you can do here. The properties, if you want, you can rotate the image, you can autocorrect, action angle, all of these things. Okay, but I'm just interested in the quality, and this is required. Okay, so that's it. This is done. Next, let's do the store file to storage. So I'm going to click here and then create a method. This is also a method which returns a string. Okay, so here let's create a future string, and then let's bring this down like that. Okay, so now here, down here again, we're gonna wrap it in a try catch block. So inside here we'll do exactly that. Looks like the assistant is already assisting us. Okay, so what we want to do is first let's do the check. Okay, so I'm going to delete all of these, and then I will say if file does not exit sync, like this. We're gonna say file does not exist if it's not there. Okay, this is what we will do. We'll throw this exception. Okay, and then else here we want to do upload task. So upload task. Here we wanna say Firebase storage instance reference.child. We're gonna put our reference, and then we're gonna put file. We're gonna put that file. Okay, and then after we do that, we need to say task snapshot. Okay, task snapshot. Here we need to say await.upload task. So this is going to be asynchronous. All right, then right after we do that, we need to get that string of the file, the download URL. We're gonna call it like that. The download, we're going to await snapshot.ref.get download URL. After we get it, we're just gonna return that download URL, and then that's it. So this method is, all of this method is done. But while we are here, let's also create another method that will be, so let me just first save so that I can format the code. Okay, so we have done this method, which we have done this one and this one. But while we are here, I also want to create another method that I mentioned when we are in this screen. This one, save the image to Firebase storage. Okay, so this method is only going to be happening when you are not visiting the profile for the first time. Okay, because the first time you are visiting, like now, when you don't have data saved in Firestore, it's not going to work, because it has to check in Firestore. If there's your data there, it's going to update your image. If there is no data, it's not going to update. Okay, but if you are using the app and then later on you go to your profile and then you change the image here, that's when we want to run this method. Okay, I hope you understand. Let me just say it again. If you are logging in for the first time and then you come to your profile screen, when you change the image here, there's no need to update it to Firestore, because we will update it when we are saving everything, the name and the image, or when you're just completing your profile. That's when we will run this method that we have just done, save user data to Firestore. Okay, which means we will upload and then we will save your image. But if you are already using the application, your data is already saved to Firestore, and then you decide to go to your profile and change your image, this is when we will make this run, because you are updating your image. Okay, great. I hope I'm clear. So let's make that function. Okay, mean that method. So that method is going to be basically just down here. So this, let's call it update user image in firestore with just like this, update user image in firestore. So this is going to be a static method, future void update user image. So here we need to pass, let's actually do require this. Okay, so here I'm going to require that this is going to be the file, and then this one is going to be the UID, just like this. So let's also required. What else do we need? We also need the required string reference. Okay, let's delete this reference. All right, now that we have this, we can put asynchronous keyword here and then get started. So let's save so that we can format that. All right, now here, of course, we're gonna wrap this into a try catch block. So first let's do that, and then we can copy this, paste it here. Now inside here we'll do similarly the same, but for here, like I said, if the data is not in the firestore, we're not going to do it. So which means we need to do a check. Okay, so let's okay, let's move this because we might need this compressing. Okay, so here we'll do first a check. So final user doc reference. Okay, we need to check if the user reference is there. So we have Firebase Firestore. We import that instant.collection. This is going to be users collection from our constant class. Constants.users collection doc.uid. Okay, so we get his reference, and then we want to say final users docs await.get. Okay, we want to get user doc. Now here we want to check if user document exists. Okay, so if a user doc dot exist, so if it exists here, this is when we can save. Okay, so so looks like there is no need for this. We will just need to call our method that we've already created above. Okay, so if user exists, we will just do final image URL is going to equal to await upload file and get image URL. Okay, so once this has happened, what we're gonna do is, of course, the same await Firebase auth, Firebase auth dot instance dot current user. First of all, we are going to update the photo. Okay, the photo for the user object. Update the user document with the new photo, with the new image URL. Okay, we're going to update the photo, and then we're going to update the firestore now. Okay, user docref dot update. So what we want to update is the image URL. Okay, so this one we can call it from our constant class. Okay, constants dot image URL, and then we update that. Okay, Once we update that, down here we want to return image URL. Okay, so did we return something in our method? Yeah, of course. Let's return a string here because we're gonna need it. Okay, why do we need this string? If we come back here, we want to say update the user image, okay, in the provider. Okay, so here let's return the what did we name it? This image. So we need, if we want to return it down here, we need to initialize it even on top here. Okay, so let's do string image URL, and then here, instead of doing it as a final like that, we can directly just call it. So let's remove it, and then we are setting it to that, and then here we are going to return the image URL, just like that. Okay, so just as simple as that, we have this method which will only run if the user exists. Okay, great. So now that we have this, we can go ahead and come here, and then here we can uncomment this, and then here to save the user data to Firestore, what we need to call is simply the upload handler. Okay, so let's await. Yeah, okay, so it's calling from the provider, but that's not what we want. We want to call this method from the upload handler dot update user image. We want to pass that, and then we also want to pass the reference here. Okay, so the reference, of course, is just the same one we are passing. Let's go in the user auth provider. You see, this reference is the same that we are going to use because we want to update the same image. Okay, we want just to change it. Let's pass it here, and then let's see, let's bring this down, and then bring this down. So here we can either call that from the provider, or we can just call this UID here because we have a UID over there. Let's paste that there. Okay, just like that. Then let's close it, and then let's close it like that. So this image URL, now we can uncomment this. We are going to update this because the reason why we're updating this, we're updating the local model with a new user model. Okay, great. Then once we do this, now we have to dismiss the dialog here. So the dialog here, we need to check again if context dot mounted. What we want to do is because here the dialog is already there, we just need to say navigator dot pop context. Okay, and then that's it. Great. So now we have successfully created the method to update the user image, to upload. Now it's time to save the data to Firestore. Okay, if we come here, we have this method save user data to Firestore, which we need to call in our, we come to the profile screen here, that method we need to call it here where we are calling this dialog. Okay, we need to call this method to save the user data to Firestore and then navigate to home screen. So that is exactly what we are going to do in the next video. Thank you guys once again, and see you in the next video.